we collect students' work. That's poetry, short stories, comics, art, drawings. We pretty much collect all that data, pile it up, and then our members vote on it at a certain meeting during the mid semester. Eventually, once we pick all the good submissions, then we send it out to our 2 designers who are working over at the art department with our art advisor. Eventually, they start coming up with a design for our magazine. There's usually a theme to it. This year's theme is spring. So every spring color will be incorporated in our magazine for June. Eventually, all the submissions that we picked up is put on the magazine, and a final product is done by May. Then we spread it out throughout the campus. We give it around to students, and students who got published, we spread it around, and that's how we pretty much get our word on how Antheon grows. Now, Antheon wasn't very popular when I first came into to Kingsborough back in the fall of 2011. No one had actually heard of Antheon, except, of course, for faculties who've been here. Antheon wasn't very well known when I first arrived at Kingsborough back in the fall of 2011. Certain faculty members knew about it because it's been here for a very long time. But as I realized that, Enthion could be something big on campus, yet it was so small that no one knew about it. So what I wanted to do when I first came in here was pretty much spread the word and spread creativity and poetry and everything that involves art, because people need to find ways to express themselves, and if they can't express themselves vocally, why they could express themselves through written work or painting. Now, it was difficult at first. Enthion was set up in a system that involved certain procedures, so anything that was out of that procedure would be pretty much discouraged. So at that point, I realized that if we don't bend the rules or try as hard as possible, then there's no way that we can grow this organization. So what I did was take it upon myself and my members to expand Antheon. And what we did first was our first event called KCC's Got Talent. KCC's Got Talent brought a lot of attention to Student Publications Office, the student life, and pretty much all around the campus. This event was about showcasing individual talents, this time through voice. We've published so many written and are published and all this artistic stuff on paper. What happens to the ones that can only do it with voice or with their bodies? Because sometimes their bodies are also instruments of art. So we decided to do this event to portray those talents. Eventually, we had a lot of people auditioning, and the show was very successful at the end. Antheon was always about creating magazines, and now we're about creating the magazine and expanding art and through different events. One of our first upcoming events is called Enthion at the Park. We've been through a lot, and we had bad times, we had good times, we had great times, and we grew as a family, and that's what being part of an organization is. It's growing with your friends, and you meet new people, and it's all about socialization actually. Network is definitely the key to success. You may know a lot, but if you don't know the right people, all that knowledge will go to waste in a sense. So as we do these events and interact with people, we expose students, we expose ourselves, we expose creativity, we expose so much all at the same time that it almost creates an explosion of of just intense art. I don't know how else to put it. It's just intense and wild. And you know, one advice we always give to any students, it's, you know, let your mind be the universe, because creativity, it's infinite.